Today I'm going to talk about how NoFap saved my life. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh my god, this is the cringiest video. NoFap saved my life. Over 2/3 of all the suicides in the world, a majority of them are men. There's a lot of reasons why that is. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but I'm going to talk about one main factor. Okay, I want to tell you a story real quick. Let's go back to 2015. It was my first year in university in Ottawa, Carleton. I was studying accounting, and I was rooming with a great friend of mine on the dorm. And the first couple of weeks were great. I was really pushing myself. I was going to the gym. I was taking some cold showers. I was trying out, abstinence and quitting online internet pornography and all that good jazz. It was a struggle for me. I was relapsing. I was eating really bad foods. I was chain smoking cannabis and joints. I was partying and drinking an excessive amount of alcohol. It was not so great. It was not good. I wasn't being smart. I wasn't respecting myself. After the first couple months, after Frosh Week passed, things started getting interesting. There were these girls next door that my roommate and I really savvied. We're like, ooh. He's like, I call this girl. And I'm like, well, I call that girl. And we were interested in them. They were really cute and elegant, and they had a lot of fun energy, and they were attractive. We were into them. There was one night where the girls had came over, and our room was really lit. I have these studio monitors, like these KRK Rocket 5s, these little strong speakers that are used in like mini studios and home studios. And I had those, and I loved mixing, and I loved producing music, so people would come around and I would like mix, and they would there, they would come here to like get drunk, get high, and then go out clubbing. So our place was like the mini club of our dorm, of the entire building, to be honest. It was super lit. And our floor, our room would always get shut down because it was so loud and it was so lit, and we had too many people in it. It was always fun. It was always a great time. The girls were over one time, and everyone was doing their own thing. Like, everyone was just chilling. My roommate was talking to this girl, and then there was other people there chilling, and then she was there too. And I was mixing. I was like working on a mix, and people were chill, and it was awesome. And mind you, this girl was gorgeous. I totally had a crush on her. She was totally my type. She was as tall as me, slender, just incredible like body. Everything you could want in a woman. She's very elegant, very fun, just very high energy, and chill. She was cool, She was someone who you could just crack jokes with and just have a good time with. And she was a little feisty, So I'm mixing, and out of nowhere, this girl just comes and sits on my lap, like right on my crotch. And I'm just like, whoa. And she was like well dressed. She wasn't even like crazy drunk or anything. And she just comes and like sits on my lap, and I'm just like, oh. What's probably going through your mind is like, yeah, hell yeah, that's awesome. The moment you've been waiting for, Daniel. Now is your time. Like, you got this. Score. Like another kill. Whatever you want to talk about it. It's like, oh, this is my moment now. Like, she's telling me what's up. This is my moment to like do something. She sat on my lap, and she sat on my lap, and she was kind of smirking. Very playful girl. She's kind of smirking. You know how I felt? Can you guess how I felt? I felt uncomfortable, scared, afraid, fear, anxiety. I felt not a drop of arousal or excitement, nothing. I was just shook. I was like, this is really uncomfortable. I don't want this. I don't want this at all. Mind you, this was the girl who I was like fantasizing about, and when I'd be in the bathroom and I would like be thinking of all wild stuff. We've all had those crushes in high school where you're thinking about them, you're in the bathroom rubbing out a cold one. That was like the dynamic. Like, I really liked her. I really wanted to be with her and to have an intimate relationship with her. And when she gave me a cue, I was just like that, like, ah. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? Isn't this what you wanted? Like, isn't this what you've been waiting for? And in that moment, like, she sat there for like 30 seconds to a minute, and I was just like, hey, could you get off, please? Like, I'm just trying to work on my mix. And then she just got off and went back to her friend. And that was pretty much that. And it was just like, I felt such a big relief. But then months later was when I learned, I'm like, why am I like this? Why is this happening? Like, why did that happen? Like, what was going on? And I'm like, oh God. I've gotten so used to, mating with my monitor, like staring pixels and watching other people be intimate. I lack the ability to do it myself. It wasn't that she wasn't attractive enough. It wasn't anything like that. I was just screwed up here. And porn was contributing to that. And that's when I first started learning about regret. I really regretted that. There was a lot of things about my uni days that I regretted. Opportunities I missed out on. And it's not just about women. Just overall behavior and opportunities I missed, and just a lack of effort and a lack of like integrity and just being an authentic person. And I felt regret. Months after reflecting, I'm like, oh no, like this is not who I want to be. I don't want to be a 40, 50-year-old guy, and I still have this anxiety. I still have this problem. I don't know how to connect with women. I don't know how to be intimate with them. I don't want that. I don't want to be 50 and still binge watching pornography. I don't want to be 50 and skipping work and skipping school, skipping all my responsibilities and obligations and doing this. I don't want to be at a point where I'm in a relationship, marriage, whatever it may be, and my chronic use, compulsive use, my addiction destroys the relationship with my woman, and it hence makes me a crappier father and ruins my relationship with my family and the people around me. It's like, oh my God. That's when I started getting a taste of regret. And that's how this kind of ties back with a lot of suicide rates with men, because there comes a point where it's a point of no return. You can't go back. You can't turn back time. There's no reset button. The reset button is literally death. It's literally death. And so guys get to a point, and of course it's not just porn. That's not what I'm saying. It's a lesson about regret. Guys get to a point in their life where they start regretting their complacency. They start regretting their vices. They start regretting their blue pill way of thinking. They start regretting how much of a cuck they were, per se. There's a lot of dynamics to it, and the feminine imperative and the feminization and the neo-feminism we're seeing is a big contributor to that. Absolutely. 1,000%. In fact, that's like a 10-hour video. 10-hour video. But I just wanted to drop this little 2 cents in terms of like, this was the gateway for me to learn about like self-development and to improve myself, because I got to peek into the fear. I got to peek into the negative motivators to develop yourself. And as much as you need positive motivators, I want to get shredded. I want that girl. I want that job. I want this dream life. I want to vacate. You need negative motivators. You need the what ifs. What if I don't recover? What if I'm 50 and I'm still like this? Well, just look at the suicide rates. I guarantee you, a lot of those guys have a ton of regrets. A ton of regrets. And they get to a point where they have no one else to blame anymore but themselves. And they can't live with themselves. They literally cannot, they can't bear that pain. How painful is that they take their own lives? I can't even fathom how painful that would be. I've never even gotten to a point where I would even consider doing that. Or like actually think about doing that to myself. So imagine the level of pain these people were in or are in to go and do that. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. It blows my mind, And so if you have a hard time building up the drive, you need more negative motivators. Positive motivators are important, but you need a bit of both. You need that yin and yang. And that's how NoFap saved my life, because it taught me about regret. And it taught me the poison that regret is, and how it can corrupt your mind, your body, your soul, your everything, and how it can just turn you into something that you thought you'd never be. I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes, man. Live each moment as if it's your last. Our future's never guaranteed, You just have this moment here. So make the best of it, man. I want you to make the best of it. That's why I'm making these videos. That's why I'm sitting in this forest, getting destroyed by mosquitoes, itching myself as if I'm like someone with like some weird disorder, or I'm like a heroin addict, because I don't want to see you be a part of that. I don't want to see you be a part of that number. I love men. I fucking love my gender. I really do. Some of the most fun and epic moments in my life was hanging around with guys, and I've learned so much from men in my life. I'm so grateful for them. And I don't want us to be more feminized. I don't want us to be shunned and told to just shut up and take it up the ass by feminism. And so we all need a start in the easiest ways with yourself. Its easiest way is by like, okay, I need to stop being afraid of pain and risks, and I gotta realize that short-term risks and taking and like being like rejected or doing something that can bring short-term pain, it feels a lot worse than to be complacent. But complacency, the long-term pain you feel is like a disease. You can think of short-term pain as like the weights you lift or like punching something and you feel that like little immediate bruise, but it's actually building you. But complacency is staying at home, putting on the pounds and pounds and pounds, 20, 30, 40, 50 years go by. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, but you missed your chance. The goddess of good fortune rewards men of action.